All good at the back? Just make sure, yeah.
Yeah, hi Ollie. Obviously no Mark Wood. Ollie Stone is back for a first Test match in 3 years. He's got screws in his back and a long injury record. Do you have any doubts about his robustness for Test cricket?
No, not at all. I think he's obviously had a tough time and had injuries that unfortunately fast bowlers can just game, especially when they bowl up to 90 miles an hour. So just really excited for Ollie to get the opportunity to pull that shirt back on. I know how hard it's worked and I know how hard it is being injured for such a long period of time. So it kind of gives you a bit of perspective on things, and I'm just excited to be out on the pitch with him. And obviously he's an exciting bowler who can bowl at good pace and with good skills as well.
Can you match Mark Wood's hostility?
We'll see this week. I played recently with him in the 100 for London Spirit, and he bowled at some really good pace. So fingers crossed he can. I mean, Woody's what is he clocking, 97? So if he does get there, then fair play. But no, I'm sure he'll be pushing the speed right up there and creating some good challenges for their batters.
We've been watching Ben Stokes again batting in the nets. He was saying that the transition to you as captain went seamlessly. Is that how you felt, and how are you feeling about getting some runs here at Lord's?
I think it's obviously different captaining for the first time. It's obviously a fresh start for me, and it just had a slightly different feel when it's the first time you do it, almost like that kind of debut feeling again. But at the same time, I really enjoyed the week. Obviously, the runs didn't translate for me, but yeah, hopefully over the next 2 weeks I can sort of put aside my captaining when it's time to bat, focus on my batting, and then score some good runs for the team then. Just
finally from me, Dawood Malan's just confirmed his international retirement, one of only 2 players to have scored centuries in all 3 formats. What kind of tribute would you pay to him? Yeah, I think he's obviously such a highly skilled batter, and he obviously feels now is obviously the right time for him to step away from the international cricket and enjoy some more cricket, I'm sure, coming up. But no, he's had a top career. Obviously, an Ashes 100 away from home is something very special, and to do it in all 3 formats, like you said, there's not many of them who have done that. So no, he's obviously got a lot to be proud of. Thank you.
Ollie, there you were, living through a really gripping Test match at Old Trafford. You talked to all of us about that. You come here, you're trying to work on your batting, think about your strategy, talking to us again. It's a different kind of feeling, isn't it, when you're the captain going in this intense kind of Test match summer? I wonder how you keep your energy going.
Yeah, I think it is different. Like I said, I really enjoyed last week. Obviously, the runs didn't come for me, but for the team to get the win, that's the most important thing. And I think the first time you do anything like that, I remember, like I said, I almost compared it to another debut. I remember after my Test debut, after day 1, I was just knackered and we barely did anything. I think we fielded for a few overs. So I think so it's good to get that first one out of the way and get that first win on the board. And I think, like I said, it's just about having the 2 things separate. I've obviously got time in the nets where you can go work on your game, but then as soon as you're back in the changing room, you can go and be the captain and the leader again there. So that's something that I've spoken to someone like Joe Root about as well. Obviously, a very, very successful England captain who obviously did Joe Root things with the bat throughout. So hopefully, like I said, over the next couple of weeks, I can go and put some good scores together for the team. But I think the first one was probably a bit of learning for me into how to manage the 2 things separately. But it can also be a positive as well. I think engaging your brain while you're in the field into sort of field placings and what bowlers to use and when can also, over the course of the next 2 games, potentially be a positive as well. So I don't see it as a negative on my batting. Obviously, it's 2 more weeks of it. So it's not like I'm staring down the barrel of some long fatigue. It's something that I've really enjoyed so far. So hopefully I can, like I said, reward the runs with some team this week and next week as well.
Absolutely. You mentioned Joe Root there, and he does feel like a constant in this team. I think it's down to 4 players now here who were playing in the last Test of the last summer. I mean, there's lots of reasons for that turnover. But I wonder the challenge of keeping the continuity of the philosophy in the team when the personnel are changing so much.
Yeah, I think we obviously have made some slight adjustments. There's obviously been a couple of injuries as well, obviously with Stokes and of Zach up top. And they're just unfortunate injuries that happen. But at the same time, it's a great opportunity for other guys to come in and get a go that they deserve and have earned as well. And I think obviously with what Brendan did leading into this this summer he made some pretty brutal changes that he saw that are going to take the team into a better place getting forward. And I think we showed last week. I know we don't use the term baseball, but we played a different style of cricket, and I think that's something that can keep taking us forward as a team. And when we can be ruthless, we've got to try and be ruthless just to win as many games as possible. And other days we'll go out and score a little bit more freely and potentially take the wickets in a shorter amount of time. So I think it's a credit to the guys that have come in. Obviously Jamie Smith as well, the way he played in both innings is a credit to him and shows that we're really sort of taking this team forward now.
Right. Just finally from me, I just wanted to mention Sri Lanka because I think, they play seriously well on Old Trafford. I think it felt to me watching that maybe this was a step up compared to the 3 Test matches you had at the start of the summer. And they'll be confident now, and they've got, perhaps the weather they enjoy. It's a serious challenge against the Sri Lankan team, Ollie.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we don't take any team lightly. Even that West Indies series, there were days in which where they had really good days, and I guess we're neck and neck almost after 2 days, and we managed to play the slightly better cricket over the course of the 5 days in each of the Test matches. So I think that's good that we're getting pushed. And like you said, Sri Lanka were impressive last week. I think. Especially the way they batted. I guess when you come to England, you expect different conditions, and I guess the conditions weren't your classic English style pitches, but at the same time, for the guys to go and put together some good scores and set us a chase from a 100 deficit is credit to them as well. But I think, hopefully we can just keep getting better, and I'm sure that they'll be confident and they'll feel strong. But if we can play our best cricket, hopefully come out on the right side of the result again.
Dave, and then we'll do Matt.
Hi, Ollie. You mentioned that you've really enjoyed getting stuck in a captaincy. I was just wondering what bits you really enjoy and what bits you maybe not enjoying so much.
I wouldn't say there's firstly nothing I didn't enjoy about it. It's just different. Like I said, but rather than worrying about your catching and some ideas for Stokes, you've got a lot more to think about. So that's a different side of thing. I wouldn't say I didn't enjoy it at all. And I think, just the challenge of trying to work with the bowlers to take 20 wickets in the Test match on a pitch that I guess once the ball got past 15, 20 overs was fairly unresponsive off the pitch. So I enjoyed the challenge of that and enjoyed using my cricket brain to try and help the team get those 20 wickets. And I think credit to the bowlers for how they bowled and stuck to the plans. And like I said, I've got some good guys to lean on in that changing room and on the pitch to help me out when I'm out there. I'd like obviously some more runs over the course of the series, but hopefully that's something that's going to come this week and next.
Does it give you more appetite to do it in future, if not for England, but for other teams as well?
Yeah, I'm always keen on sort of standing up and being a leader for whatever team I do play for. Like I said, this is still Stokes' team, but it's a great experience for me and to hopefully do really well over the course of this series and also learn some lessons and have some time for reflection after. So I enjoy being a leader within the changing room and using my cricket brain when I need to as well.
Ollie, how encouraging has it been to see Ben Stokes back in the nets over the past couple of days?
Yeah, it's been good. He's obviously pretty keen to. He wishes he was out there, but no, it's a good sign going forward. He's obviously still a fair while away off playing, and he's not trying to play as a batter in a first slip just yet. Anyway, so but it's great to see. And injuries are never ideal, but they're also great chances for people to keep improving their game and have a little bit of time of reflection and think about what he can work on in his game. And I'm sure that's exactly what he's doing in the nets and going into, I guess, that Pakistan series and then into New Zealand, he's going to be as fresh as anyone. So, no, it's good to see.
I think Zach was here yesterday as well. Is it sort of a conscious thing to try and keep injured guys around the squad so they keep a bit of a feel of things? Yeah,
absolutely. I guess it's great. It's great to have those guys around. Obviously, Stokes is around for the series, and to see Zach yesterday. I mean, I know he's gutted. He's not here playing in these Test matches, but for him to pop in and catch up with the guys is great. And it's good it kind of shows where we're at as a squad and how we're a tight knit unit, and we want to keep driving that forward because I think that helps us on the pitch as well.
Steph, and then we'll do one at the back.
Ollie, you mentioned you'd asked Joe about sort of advice on captaining and batting. What did he say?
I think we just spoke about how it is more taxing in the field, but it's just finding a little routine and doing small certain things which it's nothing massive, just finding a way just to, I guess once you do get your pads on and sit there waiting to bat, is just trying to get into your old routine of how you do go out and bat, and people do different things before they bat. Some watch, some don't, and those kind of things. So it's just making sure that I just keep doing what has brought success for me over the last couple of years, and just having that on repeat. And it's just, you might be a bit fatigued, but I think it's only a positive as well. Like I said, it's not going to be. We've got two more weeks of the series, so it's not like I'm saying I'm fatigued about it, but it's just finding a way to compartmentalise the two. And chatting to Ruti, he's obviously got a great cricket brain and England's best batter, so we just bounce off a few ideas off each other.
You're only doing the job for a short amount of time. I'm not asking you if you want to do it in the long term, but what is your perspective of people who do this full time? Like, have you been able to switch off? Have you been able to sleep well? Like, can you imagine what it must be like to be England captain?
Yeah. I think that's probably the important thing, and I think you get it as your career goes on. I think it's for Test cricketers, what I struggled with early in my career. I guess I had a pretty average first probably 20 odd games, and I probably struggled getting away from the game a little bit too much. I was pretty young and trying to find my way, and I was really eager to be successful and to put winning contributions towards the team. So I think that probably got a little bit too much for me at the time when I was younger. So I think now as a Test cricketer, I've learned, and I think in this environment as well, it's a lot easier to find ways to switch off and to freshen up. And you might have that slight bit of more fatigue being captain of your side, but I guess it goes back to those same strategies of finding a way to get away from the game and really making the most of your time off, because once you're in the mix of it, it's going to be fairly tiring. So yeah, it just puts a bit more emphasis on the time where you can actually get away from cricket and not even think about it for a couple of weeks.
And the last one.
Sri Lanka coming after a loss, and you are one up in the series. So Lords is pretty much good wicket for them. That as the fast, if you're concerned about the fast track record. So do you have any new plans against them, or stick to the same basics that you had on the Old Trafford?
I wouldn't say there's any specific plans. It's somewhere where we played a fair bit of cricket and had some decent success over the last couple of years. But I don't think the venue necessarily makes too much of a difference for us. We just try and play our best cricket and go out, try and take 20 wickets and get as many runs, and try and keep it as simple as we can over the week that's coming up. So if we can play our best cricket, like I said, hopefully come outside on the right side of the result.
Thank you. Ollie, you stay there. We're going to do the UK written huddle for 5 minutes, and then we'll do. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. No worries at all.